Alright you guys, so if you are seeing this here video and you're seeing this here backdrop, then you guys know that I possibly did another video for another review on another foundation. And if you've watched that video already, you guys know that that didn't quite go well. So I'm definitely going to link that video, I think, over here. I'm gonna link it over here for you guys to see. Yeah, it just didn't quite work out, but we're gonna pray on this here review. All right, this one is on the company Thrive Causemetics, which from my understanding they work side by side with individuals or foundations, supplying a product for each product that you purchase for individuals that are living with cancer. But this is their buildable blur CC cream. You guys have never seen me in a BB cream or CC cream because I don't wear them, because your girl is like full-blown coverage. Like, that's just what I do. And usually when you think about a BB cream or a CC cream, if they have an AA cream, they're like light to medium coverage and probably not even medium coverage. They're mainly meant to give you like a tint of color as well as to help color correct your skin. So you guys have always seen me, like, I don't do much color correcting. I've gotten out of color correcting because I tend to just have full coverage foundations and they just don't have, like, I don't feel like I have a need to color correct. So yeah, color correcting is to each his own. I've seen people who color correct and I love the way they color correct, but I just don't care for it. I just don't. And it's an extra step in my foundation routine that I don't care for. But this, again, the packaging looks like this here, because I'm already 2 minutes in and I'm already blabbering. I decided to choose the color Rich Cocoa. My friend Christina Mitchell does have a review of this product as well. She did receive a few shades from the brand, or she probably got all of them, I'm not for sure. She tends to work with them every once in a while. And she did foundation swatches on her chest, so you guys can possibly get an eye for what color you might be. I decided to choose Rich Cocoa, and we're going to swatch this. Ooh, that's a little deep. Ooh, no, it's not that. Ooh, that's almost spot on. It's a little bit warm, slightly warm, but it's definitely not bad of a shade. Definitely not bad of a shade. Like, on camera it's looking like it's a perfect match. It's not. It is a little bit warmer. It is a little bit deeper than I am, and I can definitely tell it is a light to medium coverage, which is okay because I believe it is a light to medium, you know, coverage foundation, which I'll leave something in the video on the side or something like that to what the coverage is supposed to be. But I'm just gonna give it a shot, because really and truly in the winter time, I feel like, yes, you can go for super light coverage, you can go for natural finishes. I don't have to like completely go in the realm of everything needs to be matte, because it's gonna be cold and I'm gonna be matte, my face is gonna be cold. So I don't think I don't oil up as much in the winter time. So yeah, so this can work out, and this could be a winter product, which I look forward to. But I am going to go ahead and do my foundation or do my prep work the same way that I would normally do it, just because it does have a natural finish and just because it does have a light to medium coverage. So you guys have been seeing me use the Lancome Tonic Pure Focus. This one is the mattifying purifying toner with white clay to help with controlling the oils in my skin. I'm gonna use that first, and I'm putting that onto a cotton ball, and I'm really just gonna go all over my face with that. take is the Estee Lauder Day Wear Matte Oil Control Gel Cream, which looks like this here. It kind of reminds me of the Nivea smell, but a little less intense. The one for the men that we were like all going crazy over because Nikki Tutorials was using it. The next thing I am going to do is take my ooh, that was a lot. My Becca primer and place that into the areas where I get the oiliest, which is basically in the center of my face. Blend it out, and I'm also going to pat it over like my pore areas. My black opal powder over top of that. Two and a half pumps, and in this there's 1 fluid ounce, so a typical size or a typical amount. I'm going to apply it by hand first, or by my finger, to get like the maximum coverage first. That's not a bad color at all. Let me look in the mirror. I don't think this is supposed to be like a full coverage foundation, but using my finger, like I feel like I always get more coverage and I get more out of my foundation. And this is really dark. I know I'm looking very dark, but I will work with a dark foundation versus working with a lighter colored foundation any day. No, I don't like to have to, no, I just don't. But this is definitely giving me, I feel like, a closer to a medium, closer to a full foundation. This is actually some pretty good coverage for a CC cream. And down here is pretty freaking matte. It hasn't fully dried on like the sides of my face, but down in my chin area, it's pretty matte. I don't know if that's just because of my my routine, my prep routine, or if it's the foundation itself, but it's pretty matte. So I'm going to go ahead and go back with my beauty blender, aka my Juno and Co sponge, and kind of like try and get that excess oils from the foundation. Kind of picked up a little bit of the foundation that was over here, because I can see a little bit of my dark spots, but I'm gonna just go right back over it like that with a little bit of foundation, and bam, it's gone. Again, I'm actually pretty surprised about the coverage. Some really good coverage. The feel of it is like nothing, so that's a plus. Anybody that likes a light coverage foundation or lightweight foundation, I like that. It's a little bit darker than me, but I'm gonna work with it. So what I'm going to do to work with it, let me get outside of the box. I'm gonna take my Bobbi Brown natural concealer, which looks like super light. It's like a thick foundation. Thick concealer. Pretty thick there. Is this supposed to be thick? I don't know. Just take that into the areas where I would normally highlight at. need to read up on this. Like, I haven't used it but like once. I don't remember like what the consistency was, but this right here, my dog, is pretty stinking thick. Okay, just by the way that the rest of my face is looking, it kind of seems like it has more of, it says it's supposed to have a natural finish, and I will definitely say it does have a natural but on the satin side finish to it. And it also does have a tip from Carissa. It says, for a sheer coverage, apply 1 pump. For a full coverage, apply 2 to 3 pumps. So I definitely did 2 to 3 pumps, and I would say I did about 2.5. I still have like quite a bit left on my little metal plate. But everything is pretty much gliding on top of the foundation, so that is a plus. But I would definitely say this would be something I would do for the winter just because of the finish. But I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my face, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So final thoughts on the Thrive Causemetics Blur Foundation. I do like the foundation. I will definitely say that I will possibly be wearing this during the winter time. After I've set my face with my powders and whatnot, everything came together. Everything looks pretty like regular. Like, even though the color was a little bit too dark, it wasn't darker than what I would normally possibly put on. So I don't have an issue with it being a little bit too dark, and I don't think that going down a shade would be any better. So I think this would possibly be the best color for myself. And like I said, I can work with a foundation that's too dark versus having to manipulate a whole lot of a foundation that's too light. So I do like this shade. It feels amazing because I really don't feel anything, even with the amount of powder that I put on. And I still feel like, you know, it is super lightweight. My face feels very airy. I don't have any issues with it. And I mean, just because of the cause itself, I would definitely say yes to something like this, because they give one to another person that's in need. And I think that's very noble, that's very honorable. I like that. So I will definitely be supporting more of the items from Thrive Causemetics. And I would definitely say, as a reference to buying products from Thrive, you can definitely go and watch a lot of Christina Mitchell's videos, because she's done a ton of reviews for them. I think there's been eyeshadow palettes, there's been this foundation. I'm trying to see what else. I think I don't remember if there was a brow product she did, but she's done a lot with Thrive, and I do say go and check her out just for the support, and just because she's done a lot of videos with Thrive Causemetics. I love her personality. She's super amazing. I love her. I will tag her name in this here video, and I will leave a link to her channel as well down below, as well as the video for the actual foundation, so you guys don't have to search for it. I think that's it, you guys. Definitely check out Thrive. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next review.